All right.
Did it work?
It worked.
Now it's kind of funny when you did that. Did you put me on mute?
No, I put myself on mute.
Okay, if you put yourself on mute, how did it hear? How did the people hear it? No wonder we didn't hear nothing. We didn't hear anything. Okay. Oh, gosh. Lord, help us. Okay. What you need to do is take your phone and play your intro with your mic open. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. I'm like, did it work? You're like, yeah, it worked. How did it work if you put your mic on mute?
Okay, let me stop laughing.
I'm gonna put my mic on mute.
Okay, I'll do it. You ready? Okay, here we go. Okay.
All right. Hey, everyone. Oh my goodness! You could have turned that. I don't know if you had it up as high as it could go.
No, I didn't turn it up as high.
You need it now. Let's do this one more time. You could do it while I'm on the thing. Turn it up as high as it can go, and then run it again. And let's you can run it while we're on the phone. I'm gonna put myself on mute, and then when you talk, I'll come back.
Okay.
Run it again. Run your thing again.
Okay. Okay.
All right. That was better.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy, you know I'm gonna drive you. I can't wait to talk to the kids. I'm gonna drive, boy. I'm gonna put that steering wheel in your back and press gas. This is worse than yesterday.
Oh my gosh, really?
You can't even do this. Hold on, you can't even do the archaic stuff right. I mean, all of a sudden I'm like, it got real silent, right? And I'm like, I know I'm supposed to hear it. Then you come back. Oh, I did it. I'm like, no, you did not.
Oh my!
See, this is like reality podcasting, vlogging
with bloopers.
With bloopers, right? This is amazing. Hey, amazing. Are you full of hell?
I must, because I'm very emotional right now. So,
do I need to call Jesse?
Oh no! Do not call him, because he'll tell me something's wrong with me. He says, "Why are you crying?"
This is too much. This is too much. Oh my gosh! For those who don't know, we've been trying to. Well, okay. One of us has got new equipment and they've been working with it. And as you see, due to the laughter, we've been trying to deal with this for about 6 hours total so far.
Really?
And we try, and we was, instead of the high tech, we went back to low tech for a minute, and she just forgot to unmute her mic. So she listened to her own intro, and we couldn't hear it at first. So if you're listening, I don't know if she's gonna erase this, but she should not erase it. This is for educational purposes only.
Not you saying this is podcast vlogging gold because I don't know about that.
Yeah, this is this is this is this is this is this is winner chicken dinner.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we were going to talk about Israel and we're going to talk about some other things, but let's just talk about Israel and probably need to get off the line before something else happens.
You go ahead. You take it away.
Well, I'm scared to take it away with you pushing buttons over it. Don't push nothing else.
Oh, really? Don't push.
Yeah, don't push not another button. Don't try to improvise. Don't try to give me no claps, no laughter, nothing.
What about
well,
chicken?
people, we want to talk about Israel and what's been going on, and October the 7th was the beginning of a new era with Israel and its relationship to the rest of the world, especially Palestine, and now Iran. Iran has used its proxies to aggravate, attack Israel and Hezbollah and the Houthis, and Israel decided to, and they haven't admitted to it yet, but it's pretty much the word of the day on the street that Israel attacked their embassy in Lebanon and killed one of their generals. And they decided to retaliate for that. And about 300 missiles and things were sent over, and all of them were thwarted except for one little girl who I think is still fighting for her life. Shrapnel fell on her, and it was well choreographed, meaning that I don't think Israel wants to have. I don't think Iran wants to have a straight up 1-to-1 fight with Israel. Israel has the most technological army, air force, and military in the eastern region. So, and to prove it, I mean, they sent 300 missiles over and none of them hit, or some of them didn't work. So I don't think that they just want to do it that way. They rather fight through the proxies, the Hezbollahs, the Hamases, and the Houthis, supply them and let them fight. This has been going on since the beginning of time. This will always go on until Jesus comes back. I'm not going to make this a religious thing, but a lot of people are really polarized by this. And it's interesting in America, where you can't have peaceful protests. You have people actually disrupting traffic. You have people disrupting other people's lives to whereas they can't get to the airport and catch their planes. And it was very choreographed yesterday, where there was one in Chicago, there was one in LA, and some other places. And it doesn't seem to help the cause when you're disrupting my life completely. That's not going to make me decide. If you make me miss my plane to go see my daughter or my son graduate, that's not going to make me side with you. And T, what do you think? I'm gonna get ready to let preach in because it's raining real bad. But you go ahead, carry it. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as Pastor Jay was sharing, all those different things that have been happening when we think about these things and we think that people are going to sway one way or the other because they, like he was saying, they interrupt or disrupt someone or some people's lives, that doesn't change things. That does make people actually want to go in the other direction, trying to figure out why all of this chaos and turmoil to try to get someone to be on your side when that's not the way to do anything, right? And on top of that, it's not really 100% all the way known that that is to be true what has happened as far as the person that they believe was killed. And so there's a lot of speculation in different areas. And I was watching like a whole bunch of these different channels that were talking about it and the strikes and all those things. It's just like, I'm watching this stuff. It's just like everyone is just having their own agenda, and then you think you're just going to attack people and they're not going to fight back. And so when you hear people say, well, we're not going to support you in retaliation, well, you don't know if they're going to, and if they are going to retaliate, you have no idea when. They didn't say they were going to retaliate. They just said, you don't know, but there we are going to fight back and we were going to win. And I heard a lot of that commentary that was going on the internet yesterday. And it's amazing to me that this conflict in the Middle East has been going on for so long. As Pastor Jay mentioned, we've been watching this, different parts of territories, different parts of the region, always going at each other, and it doesn't seem to stop. It doesn't seem to end. And when you think one conflict has ended, another one starts, and when you think that one has stopped, they kind of pick it up where it was left off, and then they do something and just deep down go down even the more, and they push down on it even more. So
Right.
it's hard to try to say, when you hear people what they want for the world. I want world peace. Well, in that part of the world, you're not gonna get no peace right now.
No, no. And, and,
Mm,
and, and the sad part about it is, if you watch the bouncing ball, Israel and Jordan and Egypt have a peace treaty.
mm,
And they were about to normalize relationships with one of the most important uh, Arab nations, which was Saudi Arabia. Okay. They're about to normalize relationships with Saudi Arabia. And with that, here comes the attack on Israel. See, you have to remember, there's a lot of money in chaos, a lot of money in
mhm,
war. Think how many war machines have started back up, and it benefits the American economy to be in war. So, because we supply weapons to Israel, and they act like they're playing this game between you, Israel, and then approving the thing, the weapons and Congress and stuff. Again, remember, America, the government doesn't make any weapons. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and others make weapons. And we've used a lot of weapons in this conflict, or between our guys, our soldiers, our pilots, our Navy using its weapons to repel. They have to be replenished. So you have to pass a bill to fund Ukraine, to fund Israel, and to fund ourselves. So don't be surprised by the time the budget is about to run out again. And if you notice they can't get together to pass a straight budget, they're going to need more of your money. And remember, the government doesn't make money. It gets its money from taxpayers. And our economy does real well when we're at war of some kind. Oil is traded on the international market. So when the price of oil goes up, our oil companies make money, because a barrel of oil is a barrel of oil, no matter where you get it from. Okay. And when the demand is high and the supply is scarce, those companies that provide oil to the United States, the Shells, the Exxons, the Mobils, they make money. I have stock
mhm,
in a couple of oil companies, and when these conflicts happen, the stock goes up. Okay, so as we're trying to be patriotic, this is a world economic system. Just like we cannot decouple ourselves from China because they make a lot of our stuff. If most of our semiconductors and stuff come from China, and there's a lot of American dollars invested in China. And what you have to pay attention to is oil is traded in dollars. All these countries, remember, some of them are trying, like BRICS, are
yep,
trying to get their own currency, because no matter what happens, no matter what war, what goes on in the world, most of the world trades in the US dollar. So it's easy to put sanctions on a country when all of their money is locked up in US dollars.
mhm,
That's why Trump said when he put the sanctions on Iran, they were going broke because their currency is worthless. The best currency, though, and they have billions of dollars locked up in US dollar. And when you sanction them where they can't move their money because it's our money, then they're hampering. And that's why a lot of countries, you see the move towards countries teaming up, coupling up, just to create a currency. But again, what is it going to be based on? Is it going to
Mm.
be based on gold, which pay attention, there's a lot of countries buying up a lot of gold. I saw that the other day where I'm want to say, I'm not going to say the country, but there's a couple of countries buying up a lot of gold. I'm talking about the tons. And that would make sense because their economy is not such and financially mature enough to just trust them as far as their ability of their tax people to pay taxes when inflation in those countries are 23, 24, and 25% already. So if they're going to have a currency, it'll have to be based upon something solid like gold. Okay. So it's not going to be based on our system of the word of America is strong because our currency is based upon the fact that everybody trades in it and everybody trusts us. But there's a disadvantage to that. Even though the infrastructure finances is an American entity, the disadvantage of that is countries that don't do what America says can be hurt just by America sanctioning their ability to be able to rightfully move their money around, and do what they do. That's why they didn't like crypto.
Mm-hmm.
America did not like crypto because crypto had no boundaries. Crypto had no governance. Crypto was
Was
based upon
regulated.
what was unregulated and based upon
Mm-hmm.
where the people saw the value.
Right.
Because even if we go digital, they talk about the digital dollar. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. It's based upon the same principles, just digital. And
Mm-hmm.
most money is digital anyway. They don't transport billions of dollars by rail car to different countries. It's given to them digitally. And there's banks, the banks in the United States, the world banks, they hold the so-called cash and move it around. But this war started October 7th, but you should have been able to see it coming. No, okay. There are parties, believe it or not, that does not want that region of the world, which is almost the center of the universe in the world, to become stable. And the Bible says it will never be stable. The Bible says it will never be stable. Ishmael and Abraham's children will always war with each other, even though they're the same people.
Mm-hmm.
It goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden. The Bible is true. Men are swift to shed blood of their own brothers. Think about most of the wars now are civil and related, even the ones in Africa. It's not one country fighting against another country. It's blood brothers fighting against each other. It's just the African wars are being downplayed, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's going on all around us, and America is being spread thin for a reason. Now, remember, I just said that America's being spread thin for a reason because our enemies are wondering does America have the resolve to continue to fight like this with the political climate that's happening in the country? We have all these people in this country and they're using their liberty to say death to Israel and they hate America. And that's okay. I can't go to the school board and say I don't want the pornography in the school, and I'll get arrested for that. But there's people out here saying death to America, death to Israel, death to whoever they don't want to on the earth, but they don't get in trouble for that. But if I go to the school board and say I don't want the pornography in the LGBTQ stuff in the classroom, then I'm gonna get locked up. Something's wrong with America. We lost it long time ago, but it's so evident now. We call good evil and evil good.
Yep.
And when a country begins to do that, if you read scripture, if you think America's a chosen country, what happened to Israel when they used their liberty to go against God? God sent a horrible nation by his own sending to chastise them, to subject them. He used the Syrians, he used the Babylonians, and he used the Roman. America has it coming. We have more people locked up than any place in the world. We have more laws on the books than any place in the world. We have more abortions than any place in the world. We have more hate crimes than any place in the world. We have more murders per capita than any place in the world. And we have a lot of poverty, but we have a lot of riches. And yet still we're a free country. We so how can we be the symbol for freedom when we have more people locked up than any place in the world? And then we need more laws and more laws. And the more laws we put, the worse it gets, because you can't legislate one thing. You can't legislate morality, character, and love. You can't
Yeah,
vote on that, and that works. So
which is strange.
what does work is war. What does work is hatred. What does work is a crisis at the southern border. What does work is people, average everyday people, fighting against each other, not realizing that the people in both those parties are millionaires. And the one thing they got in common is to keep you fighting your next door neighbor and ask you for tax dollars to fight them. Democrat win, they gonna want some money to fight off what the Republicans have done when they were in office. Republicans win, they gonna need some more money to fight off what the Democrats have done. Because of the border and because of all the illegal meaning they didn't get permission to come in and come in through the way that most people want to come in to the United States. If President Trump or any Republican wins and their vow is to deport all of them, where they gonna get the money to do that? They have to come to the taxpayers. What if Joe Biden wins and he lets more in and they stay? You already know. Where they gonna give the money to house all these people and clothe and feed all these people? Taxpayers. Right now, American taxpayers are in a no-win situation, and they're fighting amongst each other as if these people really care about them. Their pockets will always be full. They will both be joined at the same country club. They will sit at the restaurants and eat with each other and dine with each other and have meetings with each other while you're fighting your next door neighbor about things that they have decided to put in place to keep us at odds with each other. Again, America needs to wake up and quit being so stupid. It's right in front of you. You can't see it. You could taste it now. They want the average person to continue to fight. They want that. They want that. They want us to be distracted by all these other sidebar issues. And truth now is a relative thing depending upon the individual. My truth, your truth. It is such a bunch of bull. But nobody's gonna listen to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is because we are in the minority when it comes to thinking about things that are common sense, which we know is not so common anymore. And some of the stuff you just talked about, all these different issues, they are a distraction from the main issue. While we're watching all of these things happen across the globe, we're not paying attention to what's happening at home. And there are some things happening, although we're not going to make this a religious issue, where stuff about Christians again is on the docket to be messed with. But if you look at everything else going outside, you don't have time to look at that. You don't have time to know that there's other things and other rights that are being slowly taken away. But if you look at everything else, you can't. You got to watch former President Donald Trump in court. You're watching all this stuff on the main global stage, and while all these things are happening, not paying attention to what's happening, the new laws and new things that are being changed right underneath our nose as we watch these things happen. And today, I just watched when you were saying we call things good that aren't supposed to be. When I hear someone say, "I made a choice," and this may be part of the topic or not, but I'm just going to go with it. When people say that having an abortion is their right and they want to do that, so they would rather be child free, which isn't the same as childless, and that's their story, their journey, their truth to do that. And I have to wonder and look at that like, you're calling that okay? And when I think about some of this stuff, and I don't know why it's such a huge issue, but I do, because people want to do what they want to do in their own eyes. But some of this stuff, you can't even think that a person that was a baby first, they don't want to even go back to think about that. If that person had decided to do the very same thing that you're doing, would you be so quick to say it's my body, I can do what I want? Just calling something like that. Just
Yeah.
one of those things that I saw earlier today. I was
Yeah.
like, strange, strange.
Well, I mean, I think about it. We've defined when life starts. See, it starts with things like that. We redefine when life starts. We redefine when we're called humans. We have redefined that. We have thinned it out. We have narrowed it down to the point that, think about it. You start with the humans, and you define when a baby's considered a human or an embryo is considered a human, and now we are redefining, watering down what genders are. Now we're pronouns. Forget a name, pronoun. The Bible says, what is in a name? Everything. But now your pronouns, and they think becoming pronouns is actually helping. But if now you don't know what a woman is, we're redefining what a woman is. That's not helping the cause for women. That thins them out. The thinner you get and the less defined you get about who somebody is, the less important they are. So we are all he, she's. Call me a pronoun. Well, what happened to the beautiful name that your parents named you? What happened to that? That's not, you don't want that anymore. You want to be able to change who you are every day if that's what you decide to do. Okay. And you want those who don't decide to do that to affirm that. Well, extra, read all about it. If you're so confident in who you are, why do I need to affirm you? You don't need to affirm me. I'm not asking you to affirm me. I'm not asking you to affirm me. I'm asking you to respect me. And respect me means that you call it like you see it and you don't try to bring any harm to me. But this affirming you in everything that I know that I don't believe in, why are you looking for my affirmation? You have a whole community to get affirmation from. You don't need mine because I'm not needing yours. See, we didn't make this thing about everybody's supposed to get along, but even with that, nobody's getting along. I'm 60 years old and everybody has a therapist. That should let you know something. This word life coach, therapist, and do they have any other words for these people now? They're supposed to be the gurus that come help you get your life together.
Transformational coaches.
Yeah, they tell us all these, including the clergy. But the one thing you have to ask your question is, are we that lost to whereas we don't have any definitions that are solid, no standards are being set, no truths that's solid no matter what culture does? And that's what truth is. Truth stands the test of time. It doesn't change with culture. Culture can do what it wants around truth, but truth stands the test of time. Murder is murder, whether it's 400 BC or 2024. Murder has been murder. Society decides to have degrees of murder based upon intent. Fine, but it's still considered murder. But what we've done is saying it's okay. It's okay. Just don't. And then we say it's okay to have abortion or anything in this month. And then we extend it. And now it's actually being debated to do it when the child gets here. So you're going to extend even more. So how does this play into the Israeli war? Okay. Life is not important. Life is not important. When Hamas came across the border and did the guerrilla warfare and kidnapped those people, and again, the atrocities that were done to women and children, you forget that. Because what Israel did not do is put that on your screen for you to see. But you want to say their response, you done came over into my house, raped my wife, killed my baby, shot my dog, killed everything around me, let me see it, beheaded my one of my children, beheaded my grandfather, and you want me to have a measured response to that horrendous thing? That's not going to happen. And they knew it. See, they knew it. And the people of Palestine need to, if I was them, I would turn everybody in Hamas over that I could to get this stopped. Why are you hiding them? If they would rise up and turn them in, this could probably stop. If they would rise up and turn the hostages over, this could probably stop. We don't even have names of the Americans that's being held hostage. Have you noticed they kept that quiet from the Americans? But you're going to let the pro demonstrators say all kind of things, but you haven't said one word about the Americans that's held hostage. Because there's money to be made in this disruption. Somebody's getting very wealthy off of this conflict. And look at your politicians. They are. You think they're fighting against each other, but they're not. They're making they know what companies to invest in. Why do you think they joined the Congress? Haven't you noticed your congressman gets further and further away from you the longer they stay in there, and then somehow or another serving you, they become a multimillionaire? Think about this. Serving you, they become a multimillionaire. One guy was on Instagram, he was saying he tracks what Kamala Harris buys. She came in a millionaire, and I say she'll leave office worth 30 or 40 or 50, maybe even $100 million. How do you what do you do to get that? The salary of a vice president won't give you that. Well, having your ends because you're the vice president to all kind of financial situations around the world will teach you what to buy. We'll tell you what to buy. The trends. You are the person that's in on every trend of every war around the world, and whatever happens, and you know how to tap into it before it really gets bad. You know how to tap into it. Your husband taps into it to keep you clean. I mean, come on. Lunch pail Joe. Joe ain't worked a day in his life. He's been a politician since he was in his 20s. And he became a multi-millionaire by serving you. He takes advantage of the tax loopholes. All of them do. That's why I get upset when I hear somebody say, well, Trump is taking advantage of the tax. He even said, I only can take advantage of the loopholes because Congress votes them in for the wealthy. They didn't just arbitrarily start taking advantage of something that wasn't there that they didn't vote on. See, that's what makes me mad with the American people. This is about class and money. This has nothing to do with race or ethnic color. This is money. Money is green. The Bible says basically money has an answer for all things, and it does. And there's hierarchies that say, make me the money and you will never have any problems. I don't care what color you are. This is a crazy thing. And now they want to measure spouse. Now they're worried about, since they did the 300 and it failed, and Iran is saying, okay, we responded for our people. Now think about this. Their response was for the sake of their country and their people, saying, we're gonna do something if Israel attack us, right? Mm-hmm. So they knew that it wasn't gonna work. I'm telling you that now. They already, because they told too many people about what they were going to do. Okay, they knew that wasn't going to work. They knew that Israel had the technology to shoot that stuff down, and America and the fighter wings and all those people would shoot that down. They already knew that. They just wanted to tell their people they did it, right? Even though, like they said, nobody actually got killed by the bomb other than the little girl with the shrapnel. Okay, 300 now, 300, and Iran says it's over. We retaliated, so everybody cool out now. Everybody go back to their corners. And we'll go back to fighting the shadow war with Israel through our proxies. We don't want to one-on-one. But now they're worried about Israel deciding they're going to retaliate. And they may go off after their nuclear facilities. Because Israel's worst dream would be Iran get a nuclear weapon. That's their worst dream. So in their eyes, to protect ourselves, we need to slow them down and bomb their nuclear facilities. So that's what's on the table right now, T. They said that Benjamin Netanyahu's war council is split, whether to go ahead and do the strike or not. One thing I can really appreciate with Israel, they don't tell you when they're gonna do something like we do.
No, they don't say anything.
They don't say anything. Let's get it done.
Right.
They don't tell you, on March the 15th, we're gonna pull out of Afghanistan, and no. Why would you tell your enemy when you're gonna pull out, and then when you lose the Marines? And they don't care. And so we've gotten so non-accountable. We don't hold anybody accountable for anything anymore. And our government, think about it. Mayorkas, he's supposed to be the border person. All these people come in. He kept saying all along, there's no crisis. There's nothing wrong with the border. There's no crisis. There's nothing wrong with the border. And now it's election time and it's a crisis. And he's supposed to be impeached because he didn't do his job. But he's not going to be impeached. He's not going to be impeached. Because we're at the age of, you don't have to be accountable. You just tell the American public anything. These politicians just say what they say, and they know that we're so preoccupied with hating each other that they could tell us anything as long as it plays into the narrative. As long as it plays, nobody stops and say, you know what? Y'all get money off us fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody stops to think about that. And for those of us who do think about the big picture, like I say, nobody listen to this. Nobody listen to this. Because everybody got Fox News makes money when the Democrats are in so they can talk about Joe Biden. So right now, Fox News talks about Joe Biden. CNN, MSNBC makes money when Trump is in so they can rail on Trump. But they've been riding Trump for 8 years. I've never seen them ride a politician like this. And I'm not for neither one. Because this election, God has let us, we have deteriorated to the point there is no good choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just whoever, I don't know.
It's whoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's whoever and whatever. So that's about it for me. My phone is about to die. So
really? Oh.
Well, at least we got something in. We can go back and listen to it and see what it's like. Why don't you play you got to exit? I got
the same thing.
All right. Well, let's roll with it.
Okay, fine. I'll do that.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you tuned in, please share. Check me out at Walk of Truth Radio Network on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all those good places. We hope that you have enjoyed this banter. We're going to get it together. And I always want you to be encouraged, blessed, and at peace, and always walk in the truth of the Lord. And T, before you get ready to play your exit intro,
I would you know what?
Slow down.
Let me. Okay. All right, you guys. I want you guys to remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. Boom. Got it. All right, here we go. So I'm going to turn it up and then we can play it. That would help.
Play that little button. Yeah, but you got it now. All right, you guys. See you later.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
And tell T, don't erase this. This is podcast gold.
Bye, guys.